welcome to the grand opening of the Dracut High School Athletic Hall of Fame. My name is and I'm the athletic director here, and I do have to say it is an unbelievable opportunity to be a part of this right now. And what a day today we had. We honored our national championship cheerleading squad in a school-wide assembly this afternoon. Our wrestlers are competing right now in the state championship, and our girls basketball teams, as we know, are competing right here behind us in the gym. They're a hardworking group of individuals are going to take the floor immediately following our ceremony. But what makes today most special is that we're about to embark on something that we've never done before. And we are opening our long overdue and fantastic Hall of Fame. And why I mention the athletes that are competing now and what makes this whole project unique for us is that those athletes walked this hall today and saw the history before them. And I can tell you, they long to be a part of it. They have something to aspire to, and they want desperately to have themselves proudly displayed as all of the inductees before them. Midi Pride is reignited, and it's shared among generations of student athletes, excellent student athletes, and that is a wonderful thing. Congratulations to all of the inductees who are now encompassed in our true Hall of Fame. And it would not have been possible to be here today without so many individuals. So at this point, I'd like to extend an invitation for Stephen Stone, Superintendent of Schools, to come up, as his support throughout this project was unwavering.
Thank you all for being here. I am thrilled that we're able to finally open the new Dracut High School Hall of Fame. It's long overdue. One of the first things that we talked about when I came back as superintendent, Mr. Graham, Principal Manley, was reestablishing the Hall of Fame once the high school renovation was completed. I'm thrilled by how it looks outside, and it really is a way to express the pride in all of the student athletes over the years here in Dracut. I would like to thank a number of people. I'd like to first recognize the school committee members who are here tonight. Allison Volpe is here. Joe Wilkie and Matt Sheehan are all here representing the school committee. I thank them for their support in all of these endeavors. I'd like to thank Paula Chaussee for all of her support and all of her hard work as the athletic director here, as well as her secretary, Jen Brunell, who's done a great job of pulling together names and dates and finding addresses for people and really doing all the legwork from the athletic director's perspective. I'd really like to thank Andy Graham and his maintenance department for all of the work they have put in, putting this Hall of Fame up and imagining what the Hall of Fame should really be. It is a beautiful place, and they are all to be thanked for it. And I'd also like to thank the Letterman's Club, Mr. Winson, the Letterman's Club, for their support, including their financial support, supporting this new Hall of Fame. They recently held the induction ceremony, as most of you know. We are thrilled to be working with them on behalf of all the athletes in Dracut. So I just, once again, thank you all for being here, and I'm very pleased to be able to take the plaudits for what is work from a lot of different people. Thank you very much.
At this time, I'd like to call up Principal of Dracut High School, Richard Manley.
Thank you, Athletic Director Chaussee. Everybody, welcome to Dracut High School, or in the case of many, welcome back to Dracut High School. Delighted to be part of this rededication of our Athletic Hall of Fame. What I'd like you to do, and particularly the students who are assembled here today, when you go out and we'll have a chance to look at those plaques, take a look at the names, because we are here to honor the inductees. Take a look at the years when those students were walking these halls. Not these identical halls, of course, but they were walking the halls of Dracut High School. And if you look at the first plaque, you will see that the first inductee was from the class of 1937. Now, I don't know how far you've gotten in your history lessons yet. The girls up front here in particular, girls over here. What was going on in 1937? Anybody know? Anybody want to offer it up? All right, I won't put you on the spot. The superintendent knows, but I'm not going to call on him. It was the Great Depression. And so the students in Dracut High School, while they are challenging themselves, trying to win, imagine what's in the back of their mind upon graduation. Am I going to have a job? Is there going to be something for me in the farms of East Dracut? if I'm lucky, I might be able to secure some employment there because the country was so, in such bad economic straits. And move a few feet down the hall, and you'll see the graduates from the early 40s. And imagine what was on their mind as they were competing here at Dracut High School. We were at war, and hundreds of thousands, millions of young men and women were going off to war. Many, many tens of thousands never to return. Imagine what was on their mind as they were competing. And you can move down the wall and you can come into the late 60s and into the early 70s when the young men and the women were thinking about, is my draft number going to come up because the Vietnam War is raging? Or you can stop and you can find the first young woman on that wall. Her name is Doris Reddy. Check out Doris Reddy. She's class of 53. She's a champion. She's a champion 20 years before we had anyone knew anything about Title IX and some of the legislation to advance women in sport and women's opportunities. Imagine what Doris Reddy had to go through to what was clearly a different kind of world for young women to compete. And so I point out all of those names because all of those folks, some of whom have gone on to their reward in heaven, others of whom are with us here in this room today, because they are all facing challenges in their time, just as you're facing challenges. We're not at war, we're not in an economic depression, but there are challenges for all of you. And so as we rededicate this, the young people in particular in the room, I want you to take a look at those names and think about those folks who walked these halls before you, and how were they able to get onto that wall? They had natural ability, of course, but they all have a common denominator of perseverance and sticking through and hard work and a work ethic that you all have developed. And so, as Athletic Director Chaucy suggested, some of you, I hope some of you, your names will be on that wall in the years to come. But if it's not, I hope that you will sort of learn from the experience of Dracut High, just as those folks on the wall have learned at Dracut High too. So, once again, welcome everybody, welcome back everybody, and I'm delighted to be part of the ceremony. Director Chaucy, thank you very much.
And the next person I'd like to call up is Supervisor of Buildings and Grounds, Andrew Graham. It would not have been possible.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. As I look around this building, and I'm still always amazed how beautiful it is, and but I'm also amazed at how the construction went, and yet there was no provisions for a Hall of Fame. There was no reimbursable money to build a Hall of Fame here, and that always bothered me as the project manager. You know, at this site. Beautiful building's beautiful, but yet we had no provisions for the Hall of Fame. So I want to thank the school committee and say congratulations to the committee, the superintendent of schools, the athletic director, and the Letterman's Club that came together as a group in partnership to make sure that they install this Hall of Fame, they notified people, get everything done, and the hard work that was done by them all. I think that they deserve a round of applause. So the Hall of Fame are people that that played for the high school, coached for the high school, and represented this high school throughout the Merrimack Valley and throughout the state in athletic events. And a lot of those people that excelled in different sports are on those plaques today. So it's important that we remember who they are and how they got there. Okay? The Hall of Fame preserves history, honors excellence, and connects generations. And I am honored to be a part of it. I am honored to be involved with the superintendent of schools and the other folks to get the plaques up and to get it running again and to see how beautiful it is today and how all of these students can enjoy it. I was told at one time, years and years ago, by a coach that's in the Hall of Fame, that it only takes one rock to break a window. He said, I have a fantastic athletic team, but I don't have that rock. He said, I gotta go find one. So he set out and he found one, and he won a championship. Every one of those players and coaches that are on those plaques out in the lobby are rocks that broke windows. They are rocks that every single coach in this high school needed for the other students to follow and for the athletic teams to excel. And for when there's that time in an athletic event where it doesn't appear that we can win and things are going bad and there's only a number of minutes left in the contest, those rocks go out and they break a window and they win the game and the others follow. And I know that those rocks are hard to find. I know Peter Witz is always looking for them. A basketball coach, I see him around the fields at night, I see him around the youth events, and I see him looking everywhere for those rocks. And they're hard to find, but they're out there. They don't come around every day, but when they do come around, you can recognize them, and they can carry a team, and they can carry a high school into a championship. And it's an honor for me to be here, be a part of this, and it's an honor to know 90% of the people that are on the wall out there. And I've known them for years, I've watched them play athletics, and it's a great service to this community that they have done. So once again, thank you very much. It's great to be here. It's great to have Peter Witz and other coaches out there looking for those rocks so we can get more plaques up there. I think we made provisions for about 60 years, am I correct? So, thank you very much.
And our final speaker for the evening is Peter Witz, who now you've heard so much about. He is our girls basketball coach, but even more so, he is a member of the Middy's Letterman's Club, who again helped fund this project and really was instrumental in getting it going. So he is speaking on behalf of Letterman's Club, Peter Witz.
Thank you. I'm the treasurer of the Middy's Letterman's Club, and I'm speaking tonight on behalf of our president, Jamie Damaris, who was unable to make it to tonight's event. The Middy's Letterman's Club preserves the traditions, fosters the ideals, advances the interests, and improves the quality and prestige of Dracut High School athletics. The club sponsors the Dracut High School Athletic Hall of Fame dinner, selects and inducts former Dracut High School athletes into the Hall of Fame, and establishes a scholarship fund for student athletes of Dracut High School, as well as providing support to the athletic department through donations of equipment for all sports programs. Back in the late 90s, the club funded the construction of the old Dracut High School Hall of Fame in the Edmund Murphy Physical Education Wing. The old Hall of Fame had to be removed to make way for the new construction here at Dracut High School. And the Hall of Fame has been without a home since 2013. With tonight's unveiling, the new Hall of Fame wing will be a lasting tribute to all of the former student athletes who have passed through the halls of Dracut High School, and will be an inspiration to the current student athletes to achieve the academic and athletic success needed to become a member of the Hall of Fame one day. The club would like to personally thank the following individuals for their efforts in spearheading the construction of the new Hall of Fame wing. Superintendent Stephen Stone, Andy Graham, Director of Building and Grounds, Principal Richard Manley, and Athletic Director Paula Chaucy, and also Paul Barasser of CNA Award, who provided all of the materials for the project. If we could give them a big hand for their efforts. In closing, as an officer of the Middy's Letterman's Club, I would like to recognize, through a call of honor, any members of the Dracut High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Could any member please rise and be recognized as a member of the Dracut High School Hall of Fame tonight. Again, I want to thank everyone for coming down to see the unveiling of the Hall of Fame. I believe after this, they're going to take you out in the hallway and see it. They did a terrific job if you haven't seen it already. But again, thank you, everybody. Thank you again to the school department and the school committee for their help in making this happen. Thank you.
In conclusion, the Hall of Fame plaques from before are displayed here before us. Please feel free to take them with you if it is your plaque. You are welcome to take those with you. The new plaques, and just so you're aware, we did it so that we took all of the data from before 2016, and we have a plaque for athletic teams, we have a plaque for coaches and athletic directors, and we have a plaque for team physicians and team trainers and a distinguished service recipient. So we have 3 of those plaques, and then we have all of the inductees from 1937 through 1997 that had been inducted prior to this year. The final plaque on the top row is the inductees from 2016. This way, we have created space to make room for 40 more years of plaques. So our next row, beginning 2018, which I believe is our next anticipated induction, we'll start the second row, and then there's space now for 40 years. After 40 years, Andy and I discussed it. We don't know what's going to happen. We're not going to be here to see it. But needless to say,
Andy will be.
But those are how the plaques are displayed, just in case there was any confusion or you're looking for something that you might not find. So we did it that best way, and now we can move forward with induction years every year because we have the data. So again, congratulations to all the individuals that have been inducted, to all the teams that have been inducted. We are so proud. It is with great, great pride that I now invite you to please walk the Hall of Fame.